Just fucking do it. Subscribe now.
So, but I think this is really differentiating you from many other people that I have experienced or have been coached with, or however you want to call it, is that you're talking to something that is in us that nobody else is talking to.
I'm talking into the caveman, carnal beast in you.
Yeah, you know.
That we all have.
Is it exactly like that? So everybody has that. But so from my experience, it's like it has been there and it has developed itself somehow. It has been expressed somehow, but there was a lot of shit dropped on top of it from various reasons, from various resources or so. So that you actually don't really know if it still exists.
It exists, believe me. You know, for the Scots, the Picts that defeated the Romans never defeated the Picts. They built a fucking wall down south. I know where they built the wall. It had nothing to do with that. Having lived here all these years, they built the wall for another reason. But the fact that the Picts were never defeated. The Picts were the first Scots that were descendants from the Vikings, supposedly. Blah, blah. The Germans. They didn't defeat the Germans either. And when in 32 BC, when the 12th Legion of Rome came here, and they killed all of the legion, actually 5 legions, they stacked the bones in pyramids because they knew that Cleopatra and Caesar were fucking around. Well, we'll give them pyramids. We'll stack all the bones of the goddamn legions. And there's several other people. So, I mean, a lot of dynasties have existed, but that's pretty much all gone now, unfortunately. And I've talked about the Scots, 60% of the captains who explored the world were Scottish, 40% of the doctors. I go on and on and on. But something happened. And I've talked to anthropologists and psychologists and psychiatrists. You got civilized. You got not just Scots, you got civilized. And part of civilization is not dissimilar to the PC. This is the ultimate of civilization, PC. And not just Elon Musk and Bill Gates and a few other guys have said the PC will kill us. Well, we're already dead, in my opinion, so it's not got much to kill. And when you talk about to these people, and I've had the privilege of being around, although they don't say it on CNN, you know, and again, Jeff and Sir Richard want to go to Mars because, you know, we're through here. We're through here. And Elon says it in a more sophisticated way. We should be a 2-planet race. He doesn't say this planet's through, but we should be a 2-planet race. Well, I'm not, although I have enough money to go to another planet, Sally's not hot until somebody else goes to another planet, then we'll go. She says, I'd like to see it, concept of proof first. And of course, I'm a lot older than she is, so I'm willing to take more of a risk than she is. But I'm not going to go without. So that's a non-starter. But I'm privileged to talk to a lot of very smart people.
Do you think if you go to another planet that we just won't repeat this?
No, we're still through. Homo sapien, we're going to have to develop something else beyond Homo sapien. And I'm not sure what that is. And whether they're extraterrestrial and that kind of stuff, I don't give a shit about that. What I do give a shit about is the kids here still have at least 100, 200 years left to make hay while the sun shines. And why not? Yes, sir.
I've seen come through this seminar just myself, some highly intelligent people with exceptional skills, PhDs, doctors, everything else. Why do you think that the majority of people that could use QLA just ignore it? And they hand on heart, and I wouldn't do it. They write you off as somebody
Well, most of the people,
on the exterior.
and even though I arguably, not arguably, I've created millionaires, and I have, touched maybe hundreds of thousands of people. In addition to that, they shoot the messenger and they don't listen to the message. I've been told for 35, 40 years that if I lowered my tone, that I could reach 10, 20, 50 times more people. But I started this for free in grammar schools.
But if you lower your tone, sir, does it work?
I understand that. I'm getting to that. I've done this in junior high school for free. I filled up auditoriums in airports for free. Didn't work.
I don't think many people will be here.
Right before I was leaving, I had a case. I had a surgery, and we're sitting. We usually have this, providers lounge where all the surgeons sit down and wait for the kids to be ready for the operating room. So we have neurosurgeons, we have orthopedic surgeons, we have all these big shits in New York. Okay, these are celebrities, and I'm like, I'm going to Scotland. We're doing that. Blah 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 blah. Then Peña, so I'm pulling out this. And I'm so proud of myself that I'm going to see this guy. And I'm showing them, look, he's so amazing. Look at him. Are you crazy? This guy is nuts. You're going to see him? How much you pay? I'm like, fuck you. So they're not deserving this. They're not ready. So
No. But I mean, I've been hearing that for 28 years. I've actually been hearing it for 50 years. When I was out in the corporate world, they all said that, and I killed the corporate world. I mean, I was, I'm not surprised that I don't, I have, only 45,000 people on Twitter. I have 370,000 people on YouTube, which is a fairly big number. But I have those numbers because I have the marketing guys and Kat and EJ and other people have worked at it. But the bottom line is, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And and I know my results from the free days, seminars, that I gave her for free, are in no way comparable to today. What has helped the average Joe or Jane is the fact that I've given my product away for the last 15 years for free. A lot of people have benefited from that, and I'm proud of that. But I would do it for free. I would never change my tone, because my tone has worked. I don't need Harvard to tell me that high performance people say fuck. I mean, I don't need a fucking 30-year study. And it's ludicrous that they spend money on that shit. It's just absolutely ludicrous. But I'm not suggesting you copy my style and speech, but I do absolutely demand that you copy my tough love, if you will. Everybody in this room can be a lot tougher. And I will guarantee you get tougher, you're going to be more successful. That's just it. Whether it's fair, moral, I don't care about that. All I know is it's effective. And I've never worried. At some level, everybody in this room, even the 4 or 5 people that are super successful so far, want to be liked at some level. They've deluded themselves and, I'll lose this contract. I won't get another contract. The bottom line is, you get tough, you'll get 100 times more contracts. People want to be led. People want to be led. And if I learned anything as a young officer at NATO, not dissimilar to where we are now, Iron Curtain in those days, now we've got Ukraine and Russia. People want to be led. I was one of the youngest company commanders in the military. 22, didn't know anything. Peña, you're an officer and a gentleman. Go lead them. And I've been like that ever since. Ever since. No reason. And the stuff that I do now is a derivative of my young leadership training. And I haven't, been an officer for 50 fucking years. The 4-star general commandant of the Marine Corps that I had the privilege of being on board with, he said, You would have been a 10, 12-star general. They don't have 10, 12-star generals. They only have 4-star generals. But Dan, your leadership skills are like Attila the Hun. Your leadership skills are, like Mao Zedong. Your leadership skills are like Stalin. I mean, because I will not accept anything other than super success. And failure is not a fucking option. Everybody in this room has managed failure as an option. You've allowed your people to fail and not fired them. There's not a person in this room. I know why. And you should know why. But failure should never be an option. Okay, you've got 6 hours or 6 days to learn the job. Not fucking 3 months. You will blame it on the HR laws. You will blame it on employment laws. But the real thing is you blame it on at some level you want to be like. I've never suffered from that, Maybe when I'm old, feeble, dementia, drool down my fucking face, it's not likely. And Sally's wiping the drool off my face. And my kids and grandkids are, But currently, I couldn't give a fuck less. And that's the major change I evoked at Siemens. That's a major change I evoked at Onassis. It was culture shock. And it's the major change I still evoke in some of the companies I'm privileged to lead. And I consider it a privilege. For me at my age to lead a lot of organizations still, it's a privilege. The fact that I made more money during Corona than I made in the 80s, cumulatively, and I ripped the fucking guts out of the planet in the 80s. I shouldn't be making, and I'm making the fraction of what you're making. It's absurd. That shouldn't be. The model's ass backwards. Now, my trust in my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren aren't born yet will benefit from it, but that shouldn't be. Because strong leadership is such a rarity now. In fact, it's non-existent. It's just non-existent. But it's the only way I know how to lead. Other questions? Yes, sir. Oh, it was a Mitchell, not sir. Yes, Mitchell. What?
It's not a question, but I was just saying. I just wanted to say thank you from my family and everyone else here for the seminar.
Thank you very much, young man. You did me proud, and I was so pleased for you to be here. And the piping was I don't know who planned that, but it was certainly a big goddamn surprise to me.
Okay.
A pleasant surprise. And you did a terrific job. And when you're in town, you've got a job here if you wanted piping, and we'll get rid of the old fat fuck. And he even said it.
Dan, he just said, I don't know how I can go back to Dubai. Can I not just stay here?
It's up to your parents. But we always have room for a high performance person. And he's just on the beginning. It's not just obvious to me. It should be obvious to all of us. He's a super little kid. Now, I don't mean that derogatorily, but he's a super kid. And I remember I was just a fuck up at 14. God almighty. I don't think I had been arrested yet, but I just did some horrid thing. And I don't blame it on the fact that my dad was always gone, but he was. And my mother just wanted to be liked. She was a pleaser and was trying to keep me from going to jail. But contrary to you and the goals that your parents have for you, my parents just wanted me to stay alive somehow. And when I went back to that grammar school, you can ask Sally. It was surreal for me to stand over that fucking window that I tossed that 45-pound aquarium off on that poor teacher. If I had several things to take back in my life, that's one of them.
So you do have regrets.
Oh, I do. I got a lot of regrets.
So what do you do with them?
The fact that I didn't kill the guy And I never.
That's the regret.
No, and I.
Forget about it.
Yeah. And the fact that I never really got in trouble about it. I just had to move school districts, not schools, but school districts. And we went out to the valley. My dad had to get 2 more jobs to afford the house because we couldn't afford the house. The cheapest house out there was 3 times more expensive than the hood. We went out there. Of course, I found trouble to get in there, but it's just. But I'm telling the principal of the new school or the school, and he's just looking at me like he doesn't believe it. And then when I told, I'd like to somehow help the school. His eyes lit up. So now we're setting up a fund, whatever. I'm not sure what we're going to do, but there's not many people. But as soon as I heard Marilyn Monroe went to school there.
Well, we'll leave Mitchell's cases here. I kind of want to stay here.
Yeah.
Go back to the
We were here 2016, and we could not wait to bring our kids. By the way, my youngest daughter,
my daughter too.
12 yet. We could not wait to bring them back here because for what it's done for us in our life. And Dan, you know. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay. And you paid me back by bringing him.
Her daughters are next. She is horse focused.
Well, I mean the guys. I mean it's just it's fulfilling for me because I know it works. I beat my kids too much with QLA, and because I already said you can overdo a good thing.
Oh, we've overdone it. And 24/7 in our house as well.
He just smiles. That's good. Yeah, but I mean but the shit works. I mean, there's no question that this stuff works. Zero. And and when I get to be prime minister, I'm going to change the educational system.
How are you going to change it?
Well, I'm going to change. First of all, we're going to pay the teachers more, but we're going to make the teachers accountable. Outcome management.
Yep.
I'm going to. Yeah, we're going to. Outcome management is going to be across the country, as Sally would say. And I know it works. It's not that I think it works, and I just know it works. But needless to say, the infrastructure will be fighting. But I mean, right now, unless I meet some tough politician, which is not likely, I eat these pricks for lunch. I mean, breakfast, not even, I mean. And again, not blowing too much smoke up my own butt, I'm the only orator in politics. And in my opinion, I'm the greatest orator since Churchill. I will eat these cocksuckers alive.
Yeah.
I will. And it's remarkable how many people want to give me money. I'm not taking any money. Because even if you take money from people that like you, your friends, there's a beholding. I don't want to do that. I want to be with a clean slate to do what I believe and I know is possible. And I've got a lot of smart people that are advising me. And my chairman of my exploratory committee, Colin, former ambassador, he says, after 44 years, that I cannot. He's from Scott. He lives in Perth. He's from Edinburgh. I don't know why nobody's coming after you yet. I heard they're afraid of you. And I said, they got good fucking reason to be afraid. I'll fucking eat their lunch. I'll embarrass them. I mean, and that's exactly what I'm going to say.
That's because you're honest. You know.
And she's not.
Everything you hear is that's the truth.
So far, I've had seven interviews with Scottish newspapers, I have not one negative word against me. Not one.
Yeah, I think people are fed up with the system.
Oh, they are.
I think people will definitely support you.
Yeah. And Sally says, why do we sell our penthouse in London? Sally, you were part of the fucking decision. So don't be blaming it on me. Okay. We sold 2 great houses in Mayfair. I said, there's no fucking way we're ever coming back here. None. How wrong. Never underestimate how wrong you can be. And I said, let's wait till the property prices in Mayfair drop 40-50%. Yeah. But I mean, the guys, I mean, it's quite remarkable. And I'm going to use the same precepts I've used in business, and the same precepts. Rick Scott has become 2-time governor, 1st-time senator, and I still believe that Rick will run for president. My former lawyer, who's a gifted guy, and he says, Dan, I need to make the kind of money you make. Where do I go? Healthcare, telco, which morphed into the internet, and he went into healthcare, and he built the largest healthcare company in the history of the world. Okay, and in about 7-8 years, and even though he got thrown out ultimately, he walked away a billionaire. As others have, healthcare is still where it is. Other questions, comments?